Let's just reserve judgment while welcoming the fact that this is a smaller number, 384. There were more test results received yesterday than the day before when there were not very many. Not a whole lot more though. So if I just show you the share of all tests that are coming back positive, we saw a big spike. 3% of tests came back positive yesterday. It's come down, but it is still high, 2%. We'd like that to keep coming down and not sort of bounce around in the high numbers. That's one indication that we're looking for to just come down eventually as well. The trend in terms of the sort of weekly trend of where cases are at in Victoria, because today's 384 is a bit lower, it's basically meant that we're looking at a flat trend. Nothing much has changed in terms of the overall position. That's a good thing, but we do need to see it continue. And we are still seeing, obviously, much of the attention being on aged care and many of the deaths linked to aged care, 4 of 6 deaths today. We are now seeing the response escalated there. Just to show you, we've got an update on the clusters in aged care. Some of these have grown a little bit since yesterday. 82 cases now in Epping Gardens aged care, that's up 5. And Kilsyth, Kirkbrae Presbyterian Homes, 76 cases, that's up 19 from yesterday. And we have now a longer list of cases that are sort of getting to the 40 cases or so or more. The other thing that the Premier said was he gave a bit of a breakdown of where the aged care cases are. Of the 730 or so cases across the state, active cases in aged care, that includes staff, just 5 of them are in publicly run, state-run aged care homes. So what we're looking at is a public provider. The Victorian government runs about 10% of aged care. It only has about 0.6% of all the active cases. This is a problem that is manifesting itself for whatever reason, and we've been hearing about some of those today in the private sector.
Case numbers also in New South Wales, still a big concern, of course, Casey. How's it looking today?
That's right. The numbers, from day to day are not actually changing very much. That's a sign that the tracking and tracing is having some impact. We've seen 14 cases in total. 12 of them were acquired in New South Wales. One in hotel quarantine, and one is someone who's travelled from Victoria to Sydney on, I believe it was Saturday, and close contacts of that person, including people that sat near them on the plane, have all been asked to go into isolation. But the 12 that we're seeing locally transmitted are relatively similar. What we're seeing now is, while the numbers are remaining the same or similar, the areas of focus are starting to move. We now have restaurants in Potts Point, sort of in the centre of Sydney, a high traffic area that could be a high risk area for transmission. That's now got some potential sites of exposure. I've just learned that a member of the Cruising Yacht Club of Australia at Darling Point has also tested positive, so that clubhouse is now been closed for cleaning and to test staff. What we're seeing is, a change in a movement in where the sort of most serious and most urgent sites are. We're also seeing a growing cluster linked to funeral gatherings in the southwest of Sydney. So I think it pays for everyone in Sydney to be very vigilant at the moment. Even though the numbers aren't going up, it could be your area next.
Casey, thank you.